Immigration during the whole process was really, really challenging. But with Joseph and the office representatives, everything was smooth as possible, at least on the immigration end. They also helped me out with a lot of, business matters like opening a website and do all that kind of stuff. And that's it. From that moment until today, every time that I need an advice, I need to, to talk with someone without any interests, I'm calling Joseph. And I told you, he's almost like my second father here in America.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another Visa to America interview. I'm your host, Mike Wolf, and with me today is Shalev Vaknin. Shalev, thanks for being here, and please introduce yourself to our audience and tell us more about your background, where you're from, and what kind of E-2 business you have in the U.S.
Hi there, how you doing, guys? Thank you so much, Mike. My name is Shalev Vaknin. I'm 24 years old. I was born in Israel originally in a small village that's called Sde Moshe. And I came to America when I was almost 21 years old. I met with Joseph. Actually, my father knew one of his lawyers in his firm, and then we got introduced to each other. And we decided to go with a E-2 visa for my construction and remodeling business company. It's also based on my on the village name that I grew up in. It's called Sde Moshe in Hebrew, and in English it's Moses Film. And this is the name of the company. And we started with submitting an E-2 visa, so I can work legally and accordingly within the United States. I'm currently located in Washington State. Um, and that's it. We started the process. It was very, very hard to do so because I was 21 years old. So I was really, really young at the time. And, usually E2 visa is limited for more like older people. And so me and Joseph worked our asses off for like 3 months and, did all the preparation. Everything was, as thorough as possible. I also remember a sentence that my dad said to Joseph when we first started the process together. He told him, treat him like he's your own son. And from that moment until today, me and Joseph built a relationship of almost like a father and son. And I would know what I would do without him in America. And he literally, we figured out the whole process. We submitted it within premium processing in 2023, and we got approved within 6 days, which was crazy to me. And that's it. Actually, just right now, my visa was about to go expired because it's only for 2 years, and we renew it, and it was also literally 7 days, and I got the approval on my birthday, which was perfect. And that's it.
Awesome.
I'm very happy with everything. We're also on an EB3 process, as well for the green card. And as I said, and I'm completely honest over here. I'm. This is my personal experience. I wouldn't know what I would do without him in America. Not just
Amazing.
in the legal way, also like on immigration stuff. Also like advices and everything together. He's the best of the best.
Amazing. And tell me, did you face any challenges during any of this process?
Obviously, it's a challenging process. I had to jiggle between a lot of things. I just started my way in America. I was almost a child, 21, it's nothing. I learned everything from zero, the American practices, the culture, I had to take care of my own house to find a place to live and get a car. And immigration during the whole process was really, really challenging. But with Joseph and the office representatives, everything was smooth as possible, at least on the immigration end. They also helped me out with a lot of, business matters like opening a website and do all that kind of stuff. And that's it. From that moment until today, every time that I need an advice, I need to, to talk with someone without any interests, I'm calling Joseph. And I told you, he's almost like my second father here in America.
Awesome. So tell me more about your business, exactly what you guys do, and what it's like to run a business in the U.S. as a foreign national on an E-2 visa.
So I have a remodeling company in construction. We do all kinds of interior and exterior remodeling, like kitchen, bathroom, flooring, all that kind of stuff. And it's I don't want to say much better than Israel because I don't want to insult my birthplace, but it's much more easier the process over here just because it's it's a nation for many many years, way more than Israel. What we learn, they know how to do in reverse. You know what I'm saying? Um, so it's very smooth, very hard, also very challenging. I've been here. The first time that I came to America was when I did my bar mitzvah trip when I was like 12 years old. So I knew the culture, I got the introduction to America when I was very young. So when I came here, my English was good enough and I knew the people, knew the culture, knew the places. And Washington was a new place for me, but it's a it's an amazing place to do business at. The people are amazing, especially during the E-2 process. My business is the same as everyone. So I don't really feel the difference, which is perfect. It's a good thing. And that's it. Yeah, we do everything. If you'll ever need your kitchen, let me know.
Yeah, my wife keeps bugging me to get my kitchen remodeled, so maybe you can come to Colorado and give me a free one.
Sure thing, sure thing.
All right, I'll take you up on. So now, when your initial visa term was close to expiring, and you decided to work with Visa to America, were you worried? What were your thoughts during the renewal process?
Um, my thoughts were good because, I felt the certainty with Joseph and with the team. So I were like, okay, even if I'm a little bit, concerned about it, because even if the case is the strongest of them all, it's still my immigration, and this is the most important part of me. I wanna go by the book, especially with the United States government and with everyone. And it was really, really, I was a little bit concerned about it, but they figured it out perfectly, and they showed me the case. They were very involved. They kept me very involved within the process so I can be as calm as possible. And as I said, we both of us worked really, really hard also for the renewal case. And as I said, it was approved just like that. It was amazing.
Okay. And the renewal application requires a lot of extensive documentation,
Oh,
financial
wow.
statements, tax returns. How hard was it to gather all those documents for the renewal?
So actually, it was a little bit easy for me because I had all those documents either way. I tried to stay as organized as possible, so I just needed to pull those out and organize them according to the requirements of the USCIS. But I tell you what was complicated for me. The first time on the initial submission of the E2, I needed to show them what I would do. Now I needed to show them what I did, not what I would do. You know what I'm saying? So it was a little bit complicated, but we built a beautiful case. Actually, thank God we had a very successful 2 years, so we had a lot to show. And yeah, it was really, really, it was complicated, a little bit harder than the first case, but much less. I had much less worries because I knew the case, I knew the process, I knew the guys. I talked with people that I spoken with on the initial submission like 3 years ago. And so it was much more complicated. The case itself was much more complicated, but the whole process was easier because I knew the deal. It wasn't my first time, it was the
Okay.
second.
And now the second time you opted for premium processing for your renewal application for the USCIS. Can you
Yeah.
explain what premium processing is to our viewers who may not
Yeah,
know?
yeah, of course. So usually, if you submit a case within with inside of the US, it's a change of status. So you can do a process that's called premium processing, where you pay a pretty large fee, around 2,800 or almost $3,000, and you pay to the USCIS, obviously, and then they submit your case. Joseph and the team submit your case through the California Service Center, which are the premium processing center, and then they basically promise you that they will not approve, but will get an answer to your case no longer than 3 weeks. So around a month, because you have Saturday, Sundays, those are day off. Usually with the E2, I don't know with the rest of the visa, but I know that with E2, it takes between 3 to 6 months. So if you do the premium processing, it's much better because then you get approved like that. As I said, the first time I got approved within 7 days, and the second time within 6 days.
Awesome. And how did you feel when you received your E2 renewal? Did
Oh,
you
I
celebrate
felt
or?
absolutely. I thought it was on my birthday, so I felt like America gave me a birthday present. Yeah, I celebrated a lot, of course. We worked really hard and I barely sleep at night during the period where we submitted the case. So as soon as I got it, it was also on Friday, which is like, our weekend. Yeah, I was actually super excited. I almost cried. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
hmm
what are your plans for your business for the next 2 years, 5 years? Where do you see your business growing?
I see myself taking over Washington State. I want to be the leading remodeling company over here. I want to, serve my customers as best as I can and do beautiful projects together. And that's it. Boom, boom, boom. This is why I love America. Your dreams has no limits.
Awesome. As we come to the end almost here, a few more questions.
Of
What
course.
advice would you give to any E-2 visa holders who are preparing for their own renewal?
Um, First of all, trust what Joseph says and don't like think about it too much. If he feels certainty, there's a reason to it. He wouldn't make his cases affect his successness ratio. You know what I mean? So if he feels good about your case, it's the truth. Your case is good. This is first thing. And second thing, I would say I would give an advice that Bob is one of the people that works with Joseph. It said to me when I first like 3 years ago started the whole process. He told me just jump, don't think about it too much, just jump, don't worry, everything will work out eventually. And this is the advice that I will say. It's a great visa. It's besides the fact that it's non-immigrant, so it would not grant you a green card or something. You'll get all the benefits, and it's amazing. I don't know, as I said, I don't know what I would do without it because I'm building myself over here legally. I'm enjoying all the perks and benefits that comes with it. And yeah, absolutely. Just don't be afraid. If you manage to be here for 2 years, you will be able to be here for another two and for many, many years to come.
Okay. And I assume you would recommend Visa to America to others who are considering the same
Oh,
process.
absolutely. Only VTA. Absolutely. I have a lot of friends here in America, not just in Washington State, also in Colorado, in East Coast, West Coast, and I saw a lot of cases and heard a lot of stories. I never heard so many success stories that comes from the same firm. I'm truly honest. Like I'm not, you know, it's literally that's what it is. As long as it's business wise, anything that it is actually they will get you going. Absolutely. They will sort you out.
Okay, finally, as we wrap up here, there's one thing I do at the end of all of our interviews, and we have our guests share a final piece of advice to our viewers in their native language. So, what
hmm
advice would you give to any entrepreneurs who are considering the E-2 visa route for their renewal? Can you give that to us in your native language?
Yes, can. It's yes in Hebrew. אז בגדול, כל עוד אתם רוצים לעשות ביזנס באמריקה, ואתם רוצים לעשות את זה בצורה חוקית ובלי כל השטיקים והטריקים שאנחנו הישראלים אוהבים לעשות, זה הדרך הכי טובה ללכת straight forward, ועל אחת כמה וכמה עם ג'וזף וויזתו אמריקה, כי זה פשוט יעבוד. אז כל מי שרוצה באמת להיכנס לאמריקה בצורה חוקית ויש לו כסף להשקיע ויש לו תוכנית והוא מרגיש בנוח לפתוח עסק, זה הדבר לעשות, לחלוטין. And that's it.
Amazing. All right, I'll get my kitchen ready for you guys.
Yes,
You
yes.
can
Give
come
me a
down and
call.
take
I'll
care of
give
that
you a
for me.
quote.
I'll tell
Yeah,
my
of
wife it's
course.
all set. All
Sure
right,
thing.
Shalev.
Actually, I have a friend in your city that can help you out with it. His name is Igor. So
Okay.
give him a call. He's also Joseph's client.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
we
yeah.
appreciate your time and we wish you the best up
Absolutely.
there in Washington. And thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Likewise. Thank you. Have a
Take
lovely day.
care.
Bye
Bye.
bye.